Hey, just doing a few checks. Mary had a little lamb followed by chips, peas, and custard. Yeah, that's all working. And checking the light situation. Mm, have some lights. And what else do we need to do? Just checking. Don't think we've got enough height. So I'm going to bring the camera up. Problem is, very hard to do all of this before you actually click the live button. I do it on the computer's camera program, but it's not quite the same when you go on YouTube. Right, I think that's enough adjustments. It's almost coming up to, it's 6:30. Okay, so good evening. And unfortunately, this is going to be our last session for a while. Sorry to disappoint you, but I've got lots of work on at the moment, and lots of online work that I'm doing at the moment, and also I'm going back to clinical work from the 13th of April. So I've got to focus on that and getting a couple of qigong classes going locally to me as well, face to face at last. So all these things have to be worked. I have to focus on these aspects. But never mind. But don't worry, we'll probably do the occasional video um, and upload it. And if I do it, then I can edit it and do it in a different place. So won't have any clutter around me. So perhaps it may not be so regular, but it might be a bit more pretty and aesthetic. But who cares about aesthetics? Is what we're doing is the most important thing, which this evening is part 2 of the 5 transformations. So on the last session 2 weeks ago, we were working with the energies of water, wood or tree, as it's sometimes called, fire, earth, sometimes called soil, and metal. And we're going to carry on that theme tonight, either with the same or slightly different exercises. And in fact, each transformation or each Chinese element, just another name for the Chinese elemental system, has a sound. So we're going to work with the sound with our movement as well. And you don't have to necessarily vocalize it. You can say it quietly to yourself, especially if you're worried about anybody think that you're gone a bit crazy. That might be in the next room thinking, why are you making those funny noises? But that's okay. You can say it internally, or if you're happy to be vocal, you can go for it, because sound is a form of vibrational energy. So it's helping us move energy in our internal organs that correspond to the 5 transformations. But before we do that, shall we just bend our knees and wave our arms back and forth? Getting your blood and qi and lymphatic system going. Good way of unwinding if you've had a tense day today at work, if you're lucky enough to work. Hopefully the lockdown shit show will finish soon. He says with a big smile on his face. Don't know about you, but I'll be glad when it's all gone. I'd be glad the day I can burn my face nappy as well. That would be great. The only thing we should really be smiling is sorry, I say that again. The only thing we should really be wearing on our face is a smile. And slowing down and relaxing. So we're going to do some do-in self-massage first, so we can work the various channels which also relate to the 5 transformations as well. So the first thing we're going to do is tap on the bridge of your nose and then tap. Imagine there's an imaginary line going along your head, so we're going to tap either side of the midline, tap at the back of the head. Let's check I'm in view. Yep. Tapping on the back of the head and tapping up and down your neck, down to as far as you can. Change your hands over towards your back and as high as you can, tapping either side of your spine. Down to your sacrum. Down through your buttocks, through the backs of the legs. So we're doing the bladder meridian, which is part of the water transformation. Down to your 5th toe. You might not be able to see it in the camera, so I'll step forward. Tapping your 5th toe. And then if you can, hold up your foot. Whoops, bit of a wobble there. Tapping just below the ball of the foot, around your ankle, and then tap. You can do around the ankle if it's easier to be stable, and then up your leg, up slightly towards the back of the leg, but still on the inside of the leg. We're working the kidney meridian, which is also water elements, and around the ankle and up inside the leg, slightly on the edge of the outside of the, well, edge of the inside towards the back of the leg, and then tapping just a short distance away from the midline of the body up to your collarbone. And the next pair we're going to do of meridians, channels, is first the gallbladder. So just tap on the side of your head. There's a lot of zigzagging, but we won't worry about that this evening. We'll just go up around the side of our heads a few times. Makes it easier that way, because it's quite a complex channel. And then we're going to tap the back of the head slightly towards the outside, and either side of your neck. So we're working with the tree or wood transformation, tapping the top of your shoulder, and the other side. So top of the trapezius muscle here, and then inside your arm, just underneath your armpits, towards your rib cage, bottom of your rib cage, and then back a little bit, and then down to your hip bones, and then either side of your leg. A lot of people know this is the IT band, the iliotibial band, so you can tap along there. Carry on down to your 4th toe, and then tap the top of the big toe. So we're now going along the liver meridian, part of the wood or tree energy, up through the middle of the inside of the leg, and then out and just lightly tap your rib cage, lower part of your rib cage. And the next pair is the I have to think about this a sec. I don't know why I have to think about it. I do know this stuff. It's just that I just realized I haven't done the arms yet, but we'll do them afterwards. So we're going to tap underneath the eyes, And going down, this is the stomach meridian. You can go along the jawline, up to the temple a little bit, back down, and then either side of the front of the neck through the thyroid gland, and then across the chest in line with the nipples, and tapping along that channel, either side of your navel, and then going down your thigh muscle. This is the earth transformation, sometimes called soil, and the muscle in front of your shin bone, front of the ankle, down to your second toe, and then tapping the inside or the medial side of your big toe, and then tapping up the inside of your leg so it's slightly more on the front inside. So this is the spleen meridian to do with the earth energy. So tapping your sides. And then we'll do the arms, which made me hesitate a moment ago. So we're going to do the metal transformation, tapping in front of your chest. So this is the lung meridian. And then tapping towards the line that goes down to your thumb. And then tapping your index finger, coming up that index finger line on the outside of the arm to the top of the shoulder, slightly towards the back of the neck. And then tapping just slightly side of your nipple. This is the pericardium channel, also known as the heart protector. Going along the midline of the arm, tapping the inside of your palm, and then ring finger. So give you a ring finger. Might not like tapping, so you can give it a bit of a squeeze if you like your fingers before tapping, and then tap through the middle of your outer forearm towards the back of the arm slightly. Well, yeah, you can go do a bit of that if you like, towards the back of your shoulder. So that's the triple burner. Oh, I've forgotten to say, the pericardium and the triple burner, and the next two are to do with the fire transformation. So I've done that, and tapping right inside your armpits, going along the small finger side of your arm, and tapping the outside a little bit, but in line with your small finger. And if you can, tap your shoulder blade, and that's the small intestine meridian. So we're going to do the same on the opposite side, tapping the front of the arm, imaginary line to your thumb, lung metal. You can squeeze, if you like, your index finger. So this is large intestine metal. Go to the frontish part of your upper arm, and then going slightly towards the back of the neck. And then we're going to tap just slightly off the nipple, and then going up along the midline of your arm towards your middle finger. So we're working the pericardium or heart protector meridian. A bit of a squeeze, and then you can squeeze your ring finger a little bit, and then tap along the midline of the forearm, going slightly towards the outside of the arm to the upper arm, And then you can tap a little bit just behind the trapezium muscle, shoulder. And yes, the armpit. So tapping inside your armpits. So going along the line that heads towards on the inside of your arm, line that heads towards your little finger. Give your little finger a bit of a squeeze. Tapping the outside of your hand, outside of the arm, to your shoulder blade, the small intestine. So those last 4 meridians are for the fire transformation. So hopefully you're nice and warmed up now. So we're going to start off doing the water transformation in our exercises. So warming your hands nice and vigorously together and rubbing your kidneys. So your kidney adrenal glands are associated with your water transformation. Shoulders back and little rotations. Nice smooth movements, gentle and passive. And the other way around. We might go slightly over time this evening, just realised. This is taking quite a while, but that's okay. Why rush? Just like making a good meal, isn't it? You don't want to rush it. Don't want it to be undercooked or overcooked. We just want to give the meal the appropriate time for it to cook, and then later to enjoy the digestion of it. So that's our first exercise, just to warm up our kidney energy. And we're going to do another kidney bladder exercise with the sound. Now, there's variations of this sound. Some say tway and some say choo, but it doesn't really matter as long as it's guttural, coming from deep within, because the energy that the kidneys and the water transformation is representing is deep down into the core of our being. So we want something nice and guttural, and it's the intention behind it as well. And that's all that's important in my way of thinking. So feet about hip shoulder width apart, parallel to each other. Bring the hands up and bend your knees and sweep down past your feet. So you can see my bold patch. And breathing in as you're coming up, and breathing out and say the syllable. Breathing in and it's like C, H, and lots of O's coming off it. Sometimes I say the other version, tway, because you're breathing in and you're going tway. Way to go. Whatever you prefer, tway. 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 And carry on. Today I feel like in a mode. Mood. One last one. And bring your hands down. So after water, we go into the next transformation of tree or woods. Some people prefer the idea of tree because it's alive and it's bending and it's slightly has a slight flexibility about it, which is partly what the quality that we're looking for. A bit like a bamboo, you know, it's strong, but it's got a bit of flexibility. We don't want to be too flexible and we don't want to be too stiff. So for this exercise, what we're going to do is doing this kind of action, bring the hand back, like you're drawing energy back, and then bring your hand up, drawing on some energy as you come back. And for the sound, it's shh, as in shh, quiet. So, because often the liver can get quite irate, so we want to calm its irateness down a bit. And liver can easily get stressed, can get pent up, needs to express itself. All movement is good for liver energy, is good for that tree wood energy, which is representing the free flow of chi in your body. So you can have very, very loose fists. Just bring your fingers back into your palms, shoulders back, turn and shh, breathing in, shh, and breathing in, breathing out. Out's when you're doing the shh, and breathing in when you draw back. Okay, let's do it again. Shh. Breathing in, breathing out. Shh. Shh. Like a sense of letting go. Shh. And draw back. And shake your hands if there's any heat that's developed, any kind of emotions that may have arisen to the surface. Just shake it off down to Mother Earth and she can recompost it. Shake your leg a little bit, get the energy moving. Good. So our next exercise, so we've gone from wood into fire. And for this exercise, I don't think we did this one last time. What I want you to do is feet about shoulder width or hip width apart, and then bring your arms up and bring them out, and then coming back again. I'll mention about the sound in a moment. Just want you to see how to do the exercise first. Sticking your chest out a little bit, relaxing the chest, and then bringing the hands down. It's a bit like holding a football. So with this exercise, we breathe in as we're coming up, and when we're coming back in and downwards, we're using the sound or syllable of ha. So it's like an H with lots of A's at the end. So this exercise, by the way, is called opening the chest, because it's literally helping us to open the chest, help to open our heart center. So breathing in, coming up, opening up the chest, and coming in as you're breathing out, ha. 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 And just relax for a quiet moment. Just let that fiery energy settle down. And that energy very much represents the heart and the heart protector or pericardium and the small intestine, and the triple heater, which is like 3 burning spaces in our body, helps with regulation of our internal organs. I'll mention a little bit about that in a little while, because that's another exercise we're going to do towards the end. So from fire, we're going to woods. So in other words, what I'm talking about, earth, sometimes described as soil. And we did this, I believe, last session. So imagine that we've got a ball in front of our navel, and I'm just going to go for the exercise demo first and then explain the sounds. So one hand goes to heaven, the other hand goes down to earth, and they swap over around your belly area, because it's representing the stomach, spleen, pancreas, and digestive processes. So hopefully you got the sense of that. Even though you might not be seeing my hand, it is actually flat like that when I'm bringing it upwards. Okay, so the sound for this one is who, as in Doctor Who, or H with lots of U's or lots of O's coming off it. Always think of Doctor Who as a way of remembering it. So, hands in front of the navel, belly area, and one hand goes up to heaven. And then therefore you bring one hand down to earth, and breathing in. And as you breathe out, whoo. Whoo. Hoo. 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 And then bring your hands down, or bring the upper hand down, bring the lower hand up in front of your belly, navel area, and then hands by the side. Next exercise is for the metal transformation, which is related with the lungs and the large intestine. We're going to focus very much on the lung organs and the meridians of the arms, representing the thumb representing the large intestine, sorry, the lungs, and your index finger representing your large intestine. And we're going to do a kind of a movement like this. Need your knees a bit bent. So crossing your arms, bringing, this is my left hand, drawing on an imaginary bow, string of a bow. And my other hand is going out. So the index finger is pointing upwards and the thumb is pointing out as well. And then coming back, relaxing the chest, crossing the hands over, drawing a string of a bow, stretching, looking into the index finger and thumb of your hands, and then coming back. So that's the movement. The sound is, and you say it with your teeth touching each other. So it's representing like the escape of gas. And because our breathing is to do with the gaseous exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide, as well as nitrogen and so forth. But that's the main things we're often looking at: the oxygen going in, carbon dioxide going out. But so just imagine it's just that gas as a reminder of this particular sound. So bending your knees, crossing your hands over, just in front of your collarbone, upper chest. So with my left fingers, I'm going to grab hold of the imaginary string of a bow and then stretching out. And breathing in. And breathing out. And breathe in. Breathe out. And then bring your hands back crossing over the upper body and then pressing down to the sides and relaxing your legs. Now that's all 5 transformations, but when you're dealing with sound, there's actually a 6th sounds, healing sounds used in Qigong, and that's she, as an SHE or SHE with lots of E's coming off it. And this is representing the triple burner. And the triple burner, as I mentioned earlier, is about the 3 burning spaces in our body that helps to regulate our internal organs. And it's a good way of closing down the session. So what I want you to do is feet once again, shoulder width apart, hip width apart, feet parallel, interlock the fingers and breathing in, extending the palms above your head and breathing out when you also say she as you're breathing out, coming back down. So breathing in and breathing out, she. 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 One last one. She. And bring your hands to your belly. And I know we're a little bit over time tonight, but that's all right. We're having fun, and it's the last live session for a while. So we're going to, with the same sequence, we're going to work with our internal organs. So rubbing your hands, placing them on your kidneys in your lower back, upper to lower back. And having a sense of an appreciation for all the hard work our kidneys have done for us. And that includes the adrenal glands as well, and the bladder, and your gonads. Holding with a sense of gratitude and appreciation. And then on your right hand side, just underneath the rib cage here, placing your hands on your liver organ. So kidneys with water, now liver, wood, tree. And just for a moment, just hold your liver with a sense of gratitude and appreciation for all the hard work, all the hard detoxification that it has done for you. And from the liver, wood. We go over to our heart, fire. So we're placing our hands over our heart ever so slightly left of the midline of the body. Doing this with a sense of gratitude and appreciation for all the hard pumping, all the circulation of blood. So from the heart, we go to earth. So holding our spleen, pancreas area and stomach. On the left-hand side, just underneath the rib cage. And holding this area with a sense of gratitude and appreciation for all the digestion and balancing of blood sugar levels. From there, we're finishing it off on the lungs. So holding our lungs with a sense of gratitude and appreciation for all the respiration that the lungs have done for you. And of course, this is the metal transformation. Nice deep breaths. Okay. Just place your hands underneath the navel. Just going with protocol. Right hand for ladies, left hand for gentlemen, opposite one on top. And do 3 deep abdominal breaths to store the energy we've been cultivating this evening in this session. Okay, so thank you for joining me in these sessions for the last several weeks. I hope they've been of benefit for you, and I hope to see you all soon. Like I said at the beginning, hopefully I'll do some spontaneous videos here and there and upload them. And because I'm going to be recording them first, I can perhaps may do a bit of editing and make it a little bit, give it a little bit of zing-a-ding-ding and presentation. So have a good evening, and Catch you soon. Bye for now.